Breaking news: how Gentle was captured by Nigeria terrorist army. Oh, gereza ako wadu. Akụkọ ụwa anyị le-wetara gị si n'ọwara igwe okwu Okwute BTV ka o si wee labịara gị. Onye ọma na-ege ntị, ọ bụla ihe anyị na-eme na-amasị gị, anyị si gị tụsaa ya ka ọ rụsi ikwu ma rite ibe. Tupu
All right, just before we go into the conversation, BK, I heard reports that Nigerian army has captured notorious ESN and IPOB commander, Gentle the Yahoo. What can you tell us about it?
Yes, before the program, I was receiving calls from viewers, from friends, from even some Nigerians outside of our country, and they wanted to know the true situation. You know, since he summarily executed some youths who were part of his gang, many people had been worried that why should we have this kind of individual on the loose, taking lives and generally doing whatever pleased him. So, and we challenged the security agencies to deal with the matter.
Yes.
So, in the past, efforts had been made to capture him and bring him to justice. But this time around, the Nigerian Army 34 Division, 34 Brigade under 82 Division in Enugu. The 34 Brigade is based in Owerri.
Okay. So
they stormed his community, the community that is Aku Ihube. It's a village in Okigwe local government that shares boundary with Imo and Abia, it shares boundary with Abia and Anambra. And they went on foot. The soldiers trekked for close to 4 hours. No, they didn't want to use armored vehicles like they did in the past. It was more like a commando mission. And they had his house surrounded. Then the strike team went in. Gentle's boys were firing from the ceiling. When our troops returned fire, open fire, and when they saw that the guys who were firing from the roof were not going to come down, those on the outer cordon continued to fire. The army had no choice but to set the building ablaze. Once the building was set ablaze, 2 females and 3 males jumped out of the building and they attempted to escape, but the army opened fire. There were still 3 persons left in the roof who refused to
surrender,
to come out. They remained there. One of them was his 2IC, who eventually jumped out and scaled the wall. But the troops fired on him. They killed his 2IC, and the 2 females, the 2 women who were with them, were also killed, as well as 2 males. But at this time, what I can report is that the soldiers recovered those 2 corpses of the male fighters, but they cannot confirm yet whether Gentle the Yahoo was one of the persons who were killed and confirmed killed in the incident. But villagers who had been under ceaseless harassment from him confirmed that his 2IC was dead. They are still trying to confirm whether the two other guys.
Okay. So we'll just wait as events.
Yes, you know, we just have to wait and get confirmation. But we know that there was a big operation involving the Nigerian Army, the surface troops who entered this community through NATO village and had his house surrounded. No escape for him. It's possible that he's one of the dead, but they are in the process of confirming that.
Identifying.
Yes, and it's possible that he found a way to escape. We cannot say categorically at this time. In the fullness of time, the true situation will be confirmed, and the Nigerian Army will be able to tell us that this is the situation. They can confirm that Gentle, the Yahoo, has been killed, but we have to wait. Situations like this, post-operation examinations, you know, are being conducted in the whole area to know maybe even he suffered injuries and succumbed to his injuries. We don't know yet, but the army is urging patience at this time so that they can confirm to us whether indeed he was one of the people who were killed in that operation. But kudos to our troops for the sacrifice, walking on foot right up to his village, so that they will not know that they were coming, because in the past they used armored tanks and all that. The rumbling of tanks sometimes notify the enemy that look, the enemy, that the army was on the way. But this time around, they tried to surprise him by going on foot. So it was a very brave effort on the part of our troops. And as I always say, no man is bigger than the Nigerian state. If Gentle the Yahoo survives this, I know that his days are numbered. He will eventually be made to pay for
and
his
it shows
crimes.
that there's no hiding place.
Yeah, if they know, once they identified his house, they had to go there.
Intelligence was on.
They went to his village, Ehube village, and then entered this village through NATO on foot to make sure that they had the building surrounded to block any
exit, escape
opportunity for him to escape. And his fighters were killed. But they are trying to identify him, whether he was one of the people killed.
Okay. I mean, but what does this say about the security operations in that region for them to, because I saw that video. It was really gory, but what does this say? That the Nigerian army went there, the intelligence was right, and...
No, you know, you just said something. You commit a crime in Nigeria, and you put it out there, there's no how that won't get you.
Absolutely.
You know, so it shows that the Nigerian army is working, and we just have to, you know, commend them. You know, going by foot, you know, from where they were to where they wanted to deal with that person and get that Gentle the Yahoo. You know, you if you look at the kilometers, it's very, very far.
Very far.
It's very far. But they decided to take that risk, and also to ensure that people in that community, you know, breathe a sigh of relief. You know, because right now we need to get that, you know, confirmation. Yes. And I'm very sure by the time we finally get the confirmation that it's gone, you know, you will see that the people in that community will be so excited and happy.
And it will also send a signal.
A signal to others.
Exactly.
You know, because there are so many of them who, in the guise of agitation, you know, in the guise of agitation, they have, you know, instilled fear in the minds of people. And that is, I'm not sure that is what those who said, let there be this particular, you know, nation come out. It shouldn't be about instilling fear on communities. But I want a situation whereby this will send a signal to others across the country that wherever you are, if you are committing crime and you think that you want to be bigger than the Nigerian state, they will deal with you, no matter who you are. Because I know that there are so many of them like that. You know, because they have guns, they have money, you know, and they are being backed by some people that we don't know.
True.
But I know that at the right time, you know, they would also face the music.
Now, another thing is, now that we're hearing reports that, okay, he's been killed, he's not been killed, how do we make sure that, what measures should the Nigerian army or this the security agencies put together when it comes to retaliation from his loyalists?
Well, you can't be too careful. Soldiers know that the job that they've elected to do is a very dangerous one. Ambushes are common with this kind of adversary. Attack on convoys, attack on even checkpoints, military checkpoints are common. So we've lost many soldiers through this. They will need to continue to be vigilant. They should be ready to take the battle to the enemy, which is what they have done today. I'm really proud of our soldiers from the 34th Brigade, Oweri, who went on this mission, and I pray that there's no casualty on their side, and I pray that there will be more successful commando-like operations as we have seen. This is the way it's done in Israel, in America. You take the battle to the enemy, you take the enemy by surprise.
Yeah.
It still remains
take them out of the surface.
The best surprise still remains the best strategy that the military can deploy. Once we take the battle to them, rather than reacting all the time, in no time we will have dealt severely with these people, and that's what we need to do. All of these bandits, terrorists, people know their hideout. You can imagine this guy's village, where he had been terrorizing people, was where our troops went to and encircled him. They encircled the building. At the end of the day, set the building ablaze. They killed his fighters, including women, two of the women who are with him. Now, we need to do more of that. All of these big bandits, big terrorists, they have their bases. When the governor of Zamfara was saying that he knows the base of the bandits, it's not. I personally have even announced the location of Shekau Ogram. And there was a time that I got a report that Shekau's men were moving in the aftermath of the attack by Chadian troops. They were heading. I mentioned the location that they were going to. So it's not as if.
So it's not hidden.
No, people will see them when they are moving in large numbers. People will see them, and information will come. You can act on the information that you get, as long as you are not being sent on a wild goose chase.
Well, I'm glad the Chief of Defense Service said you don't need order. Once you know, just go after
there.
Yes, but the problem is some commanders, when they see a potentially big operation, they are worried because they know in the aftermath of that kind of combat, many lives could be lost. Many
casualties.
So, yes, and usually when you go into battle and you lose many of your fighters, many of your soldiers, that commander's job
exactly is at stake.
It becomes something at stake. So a lot of them are usually worried. We are not like Saddam Hussein, for example. You know, Saddam Hussein told the Americans, he said, your society can't stand 50,000 dead in a war. He said, in the battle for Fao Peninsula alone, I lost Fao Peninsula, just one phase of the battle, I lost more than 50,000 troops. That's in the war with Iran. One phase, he lost more than 50,000, and he continued the war. He said, but your own society can't stand 50,000 dead in a war. 50,000 died in the Vietnam War. America didn't lose Vietnam War. Every phase of the Vietnam War, America won. But the casualties were high. And the people kept saying, okay, come back home. So this is the thing. As a war historian, I know that those big countries,
Yes.
their people don't want
Too much
their
casualty.
people to die.
Yeah.
And when there's large casualty, they start saying, come home,
Yes,
come home. That's the thing. The people like Saddam, a big-time dictator. He had nothing to fear.
Yeah, it was
So
unfazed
nobody
by it.
would tell him, oh yeah, stop fighting. No, he continued to fight. He continued to fight. That war alone, that the Iran war, hundreds of thousands of people
Lost their
were
lives.
lost.
Oh dear.
But they continue to fight. So this is the thing. Commanders are always afraid to lose people in battle.
Oh, okay.
Some of the best commanders that we've had in Operation Hadinkai,
Okay.
they were doing very well, and then a setback came. A setback involving big loss of lives. They were removed. I can count some of those commanders, some of the most excellent soldiers that we've ever had, excellent officers. You know, the moment one big setback came, how many lives were lost?
They just
They will not
have to
remember.
The good ones,
the
the things, the
successes.
successes.
The success.
There was a general who built a road right into Sambisa. One of the finest officers. He built a road leading into Sambisa to make it easy for troops to advance on that area. But there was one big setback, and that was it.
But anyway, I wish we could talk about this more, but we have a lot of stories to chew on. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation.
Ọkwa egechala ihe si n'ọnụ ndị kpọrọ onwe ha media house were pụta. Ịgọtara ịnụ n'akụkọ onye si n'ọbụ journalist la akọrọ gị otu o si were kachọ jento, otu ha ji wee jekwala building, eji were gbaba egbe were tie ụlọ ọkụ, mmadụ labụl ịtọ esi ebe a pụta. They capture them, then they with the lady inside, and then anyị ji were gba ụlọ ọkụ. Then ebupụta ozu mmadụ atọ mgbe ha bụzidi ozu laga, that they confirm that one of them is Gento. But ndị apụtala medium ha gwara go that they captured him, that have arrested him, that is with them. Use your number 6. Ọ bụrụ na enwere sense. The same people gwara gị last month that they have poisoned Gento, that Gento is down. Do biko onye nọ na-akwa ọrịa ole nwere ike iburu egbe nka njọ na ndebe anyị unu nwe nwakwara nke bụ uche. Eholu ndị nchọla mụ na ha na-alụ ọgụ ewerela atụso ozi a wee help Nigeria media wee in fact let's celebrate. Mgbe a na-agba na DOS was working with these terrorists unu ebelieve inye abụ post Chinasa Nworu onye sị gị na ose ga-azọ freedom mere. Adimo this opportunity lagba umu Biafra, nothing happened to our general. The General Gento is still alive. So disregard this terrorist information. Hejiho any information. Nde wonu ndebe anyị. Soro anyị nke ọma. Ọ masịkwa gị inye anyị super chat la YouTube. Mekwara anyị ya ka ọ were dị mma ka anyị nwee ike la subscribe ka ịla n'olu anyị kwamgbe makala mkpara akwụkwọ leji ije lọba ikuku enyere aka. Ọnwaghọkwa gọọmenti ọzọ anyị nwere abụghọ Biafra Republic Government in Exile nke acting Prime Minister His Excellency Ogechukwu Nkere nọrọ isi ya ụgbọ ya were anya ya ebe ozi ya sabara gụbụlụ igwe okwu Okwute BTV ka enwasị